Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Black Panther Wakanda Forever Attuma Build-A-Figure Wave. Here we have the Build-A-Figure Attuma, and when I first had like seen that it was announced and everything, I'm like, oh man, Attuma's gonna be like this super big imposing figure. He's kind of not, but judging by the pieces, like he's kind of a little small. We'll see how he looks next to obviously the Black Panther Wakanda figures, and then by request somebody had emailed me to see how he compares to M'Baku, and I think he's going to be kind of small because just look at like the size of these pieces. So it's just crazy to me. I thought Attuma was again going to be this large character, and he's just really not. Like these pieces are kind of small. But let's get to it. So we have the torso piece here. Lots of cool detail in there. Here we have, what is this? This is his left leg, which looks like a right leg to me, but it's left leg apparently. So we're just gonna port that on in there. Okay, I guess that goes in there pretty easy. See, it's just not, it doesn't seem all that big, and I thought it was gonna be this large figure, and man, he is not. Okay, so the right leg doesn't click in or anything. You kind of have to really force it on there, but we get him in there. Yeah. Oh man, he's not gonna be, oh, he's really not all that big. And all these bone pieces and stuff, when you grab them, it's all like sharp, not super sharp or anything, but you know, definitely like poke into your hands and stuff. And I could tell he's gonna have a hard time standing. Damn. I think some of the design, the legs and the feet just seem so damn thin, and then the legs like feel like they're shaped wrong. Maybe he won't be so bad. Nope, shit, he's falling over. Okay, here we have the right arm. We're just gonna pop that in. Oh, these pegs seem pretty damn short to peg into there. And nothing snaps into place like most Build-A-Figures would. You just kind of have to force it, and you just, I guess, know that it's in there. You can't even really feel it. You just keep pushing until you can't push anymore. That's kind of weird. So he's coming along. He looks good, but man, he just seems so small. And then let's put the head on there. And the head is weird because see how the hair and then this collar piece, you have to get the hair back here and then pop it on. No, I guess I did not have his arm in all the way. Okay, I think I got it. So here is Attuma, and I guess he stands tall because of the headdress that he has on, but really he's not that tall. But man, I am having a hard time getting him to want to stand, and no, shit. Something, the legs are just super thin. So there he is. He's really not all that big. It's a little surprising, but let's get in for a closer look at Attuma. Okay, so here's an up-close look at the Attuma Build-A-Figure, and he looks awesome, but he sucks. Shit, I hate saying that. I love MCU figures, but this guy is frustrating as hell because he's got like super thin legs that are shaped funky. Like I feel like this left leg should be the right leg. I feel like the right leg should be the left leg. There's no calf swivel or anything, so you have to swivel the leg. The feet are stupid thin and soft, and he just wants to fall over. It's so hard to get him to balance. It's just a mega pain in the ass. Okay, so there's a lot of cool things about Attuma. It's just that I feel like he's undersized, and especially just the feet and the legs. And we'll get in for a closer look. Looking at his two weapons that he comes with, again, this is, I called this a beat stick. I don't know, I think it's some kind of club of some sort. Looks like there's some wood grain, unless that is just like fill lines of the plastic coming out really bad. But it kind of has a wooden color to me, with a little bit, you know, of a handle here, strap there, like a shark tooth or some kind of teeth or something there. It's super soft and pliable. It's bad. It's super thin and stuff. The same thing goes for is it halberd? I don't know what it is. Is it a spear? Whatever it is. It looks, the sculpted details of it are pretty nice. You could see, you know, down here at the handle and everything. We get, again, some teeth there, which look cool. The blade portion itself is really nice. It's like this obsidian color. It's like a super dark indigo, it just looks really nice. A little bit of teeth there, and then you can see the staff portion there. It maintains that color, but it looks really good. But again, this is super pliable too, like ridiculously pliable, which kind of sucks. And then Attuma, all the pieces and parts on him are all pretty pliable. The collar piece, you know, it's a little bit sharp on some ends. You're not going to cut yourself or anything like that, but it is a little pokey. All the armor and stuff around him, let's get in for a closer look, looks really cool. I like the design of the bone armor and everything that he's got going on. The collar piece is crazy detailed. I like the face mask there because when he's out of water, he can't breathe air, so he wears that mask, which is a nice detail there. You get some translucent plastic in there that's glued right onto the face, so that is pretty cool. Looking at the Hammerhead shark skeleton, some nice shading in there. In the front, we don't really get it on the sides or the back, but in the front, you know, we really get that, and it looks pretty good. Looking at some more like shell bone type armor on his right shoulder, some teeth, and it feels like on his right arm. Super detailed in this skirt piece and the belt. It's a nice blue that's in there. A little bit of brownish red in there as well. Some purples. I think these would be like bones, like a rib cage or something, but they're all very pliable. As you can see there, this would have been another weapon that's just kind of there on his back. A pouch there. Here on his legs, you get these bone jaw pieces there that are just kind of floating around. They're soft and pliable. Here on the shins, those bone pieces are pretty sharp. And you have the ones on the top of the feet. And look how small the feet are. And they're thin and they're soft. Like it creates a problem with trying getting him to balance. And look how thin his legs are. They're stupid thin. I mean, like thinner than Namor's. It's just weird. Some nice details in the torso here. It looks like some scarring. That looks pretty good. Not really a whole lot going on to the back of the figure. So again, it looks awesome. I love the detail and the sculpt and everything. But man, he sucks to try and get him to stand up. Watch. He's going to slowly fall back. I think. Of course. Oh, see, look, there it went. So it's hard to get him to stand up, especially for long periods of time, and especially when you try to pose him around with these different weapons and things to get the legs to kind of come out and get his foot, because there's very little hinge because those bones just hit each other. So it's hard to get the feet into the right position, and then without the calf swivel, it's even more difficult. You could swivel the leg, but again, it's just weird. The skirt piece kind of hinders the articulation a little bit, so it's just really, really difficult. And I hate, you know, being super negative on a figure, but the engineering of it is what bothers me. The figure itself, the design is fantastic, but man, it's just, if you put him in your display, he's just going to be falling over. You may have to make good use of those peg holes at the bottom of the feet, because he's just going to topple over. But let's see how he can move. Okay, so Attuma can look down that much, which is great. He's not going to be able to... Actually, he is able to look up. Well, no, because he's not really looking up. It's basically looking straight out. So we can look up words a little bit. That would kind of be straight out, so not a whole lot there. You can do the swivel, but the hair is really going to hit his shoulder, so please be aware of that. Is there really any pivot? A little bit going on in there. Not so bad. The shoulders, the bone piece, you can kind of get it to go up and over that collar piece a little bit, but it does hit it, and then it pushes that collar piece in quite a bit, and it's designed to do that, but it's just kind of ugly looking. Like, the torso should have been so much wider, and I think that would have eliminated some of that problem, because that probably wouldn't go all the way out to the edge of the shoulder. But as it is now, you can get the arm to go out that much. Full rotation in there. Upper bicep swivel. You get a double jointed elbow, which is great, and it is pinless, so you get that much bend at the elbow like so. Wrists swivel, and they do hinge. You get the horizontal hinge on both hands. We have a diaphragm cut, so he can pivot to his left that much. He can pivot to his right that much. Going back a little bit, coming forward Very, very little, not a whole lot. You get a swivel at that diaphragm cut. There is no waist swivel on this guy. Legs go out that far apart, kind of. The skirt piece really hinders and gets in the way. He can kick forward that much, which is really bad, but again, that skirt piece, you know, really gets in the way. Leg does go back slightly, as you can see there. Upper thigh cut where the leg connects. Double jointed knee that is pinless, and that works out well. No calf swivel, as I had mentioned before, and this figure really would have benefited from it. Foot hinges down that much, hinges up ever so slightly, but those bones just hit each other and just gets in the way. And you do get ankle pivot and pegals at the bottom of the feet. But again, it's just unfortunate because he just doesn't want to stand. It's just the plastic is super soft on the feet and everything. He just doesn't want to stand, and now I get him to stand fine. Of course, like, that's how it happened. But look at his feet. Look how far apart they have to be, and their toes are pointing in opposite directions to really get him balanced to stand. If you have his feet straight out, like, you know, a person should kind of stand, and they don't even naturally do that on their own because, again, the shape of the legs are so weird. Of course, now he wants to stand, but he falls over quite a bit. Okay, the first side-by-side comparison that I really want to focus on is going to be Namor and Attuma because, you know, Namor is their king, or, well, they don't refer to him as a king or a general. The I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. The feathered sea serpent thing or whatever it was. I forget from what M'Baku says in the trailer. But looking at the two, yeah, Attuma's bigger than him, but it's just because of a little bit of height. In terms of bulkiness, you know, Namor's torso is like wider than Attuma's. Like, Attuma should be a lot bigger, like proportionally, I think is where they really drop the ball. Maybe the height is actually pretty good, but again, I think his torso definitely needs to be wider. The legs should be thicker. The feet should be bigger to help, you know, make sure that the figure is sturdy and doesn't topple over. Those are kind of my big gripes on it because Namor's legs are about the same width, if not wider, than Attuma's legs. And then you could see, like, Namor's arms are definitely bigger than Attuma's arms. Attuma's arms are actually pretty small. They just severely undersized Attuma, in my opinion. I mean, we don't really get a nice still image or look at him in the trailers, and that might help, but, you know, the height advantage we have here, but a lot of that is going to be on the headdress piece, but I feel like, you know, Attuma should be bulkier. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just being picky, but even still, in terms of execution of an action figure, it leaves a lot to be desired because of, you know, the thin feet and the softness to some of those pieces and everything. It just kind of sucks, and the further I get into things, the more damn sturdy he gets, and completely unravels my argument against it. But he looks great. He looks fantastic. Let's see how he looks with the rest of the Black Panther Wakanda Forever characters. Okay, so here are the figures to Black Panther Wakanda Forever. The M'Baku is the Legacy Collection Target exclusive there, but Okoye and Nakia and Everett Ross and Namor, of course, are in the same wave. Ironheart is the deluxe single release figure. But as you can see, Attuma technically is taller than M'Baku strictly because of the headdress. Otherwise, if he didn't have this on top of his head, M'Baku would definitely be bigger. But M'Baku's got a lot of bulk to him where Attuma just doesn't. I wish, again, Attuma's torso was a little bit wider, but seeing them all together, it works out well. I can't wait to see the movie. I got my tickets already. I'm going to like the Thursday 5:45 showing or something like that, and I'm really excited to see, you know, more in the TV spots and the trailers. I tend to watch them all to kind of see what's going on. I want to get a better feel for the characters and the look and everything. So, you know, watching the movie itself helps out quite a bit with that. But having it in hand now, it leaves a lot to be desired, and it leaves me just wishing and hoping for more. Okay, so looking at the wave as a whole, when we add in the two comic figures, the Hatatsurazze and the Black Panther figure, if I were to rank the wave, take Attuma, build a figure out of it, Black Panther is my number 2. Actually, Namor is probably going to be my number 1. I think the face sculpt just looks fantastic. I like the way the action figure looks compared to what we see in the trailers. So Namor is my number 1. Black Panther is my number 2. My number 3 would be Okoye. Number 4 is probably the Hatatsurazze. Number 5, Nakia. Number 6 would be Everett Ross. The Attuma Build-A-Figure, if I threw that in the ranking, it would probably go in as the 3rd. Namor, Black Panther, Attuma, Okoye, Hatatsuraze, Nakia, Everett Ross to go in there. The Nakia figure is really good. The head sculpt is fantastic. It's just that the suit is just kind of, and I have a feeling it's not going to be in a lot of the movie. It just happens to be, you know, one of those scenes where, you know, is heavily revolves around Nakia, but I don't know that it's a definitive look from the movie, and I could be completely wrong in that. But so it's just kind of really throws it off. But you guys let me know down in the comments below, how would you rank the Wave, and what do you think of the Wave as a whole? Which is your favorite figure from it? What do you think of the Attuma Build-A-Figure? Again, for me, I'm a little disappointed. He looks great, but I wish he could do more. And just be a little bit bigger. When I say by do more, maybe some articulation at the feet area, you know, without having the calf swivel. It takes it away a little bit. But, you know, the unsturdiness of it, even though he's standing so well now, just kind of sucks. But, you know, he could be awesome in the movie, and it can completely change how I feel about the action figure. You know, seeing him in action in the movie, and then look, I could have a greater appreciation for the figure. That's possible, but as of right now, again, I am pretty disappointed. I was really looking forward to this Wave. But as a whole, it's not the greatest Wave. It's definitely not. The Disney Plus Wave that I'm going to receive tomorrow, I'm really looking forward to that Wave. And that Wave is going to be a much better Wave, in my opinion, compared to this one. Solid release for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. But hopefully we see more. Hopefully there's a new Black Panther movie figure that's going to come out. We believe it's Shuri. We don't know 100% certainty. You know, but we see that it is a female at the end of the trailer. Again, who exactly is in the suit, we'll find out when the movie comes. Again, most likely Shuri. I don't think that's a spoiler at this point. Hopefully they release a figure for that, and I think it'll round it out a little bit better. You know, we have a Black Panther Wave, and I understand that T'Challa is no longer going to be in the MCU. They're going to write in Chadwick Boseman's death into the character of T'Challa. The comic Black Panther figure is the best comic Black Panther figure there is, so you know that's a huge win there. That's a big part of it. But I would like to see a new MCU Black Panther figure for whoever is taking up that mantle. But again, you guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys are interested in becoming part of the MCU Collective, hit the join button to become a channel member. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.